Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. My absolutely favourite type of project today. I'm going to be working on this garden centre material. Now this is a Japanese maple, Acer palmatum Katsura. It's a really nice tree. It's got some great potential. I'm going to do some pruning on it to hopefully send it in the right direction for being a future bonsai. So let's take a closer look. They must have allowed this plant to really grow wild because it's got some long, really long shoots on it, which means it's grown really healthily. And I need to cut all this back, but the really interesting part is this kind of twin trunk down here. So we've got the main trunk that comes up, and it very low down splits into two major trunks, which I'm going to keep because I like that sort of twin trunk style. But from that same point, there's a small branch coming out of the back here. And I can't keep all three of these. I want to keep these two, so this one has to go. So that's going to be the first thing that I cut. With Japanese maple, we don't cut back as I would with a normal tree, right back in here. But it's better to just cut and leave some stumps like that. They'll die back, and then next year that can be trimmed back without risk of dying back into the trunk. So it's an important principle when we're working with Japanese maples. I did have a quick peek in the garden centre at the Nabari, and it seems to have a couple of nice roots coming out that way, and I'm hoping there's some more radial roots spreading out, and there are. We've got another one round the back there, and we've got some more finer roots from around here. So got the potential for a good nabari on this tree, which is great. I won't mess with that at the moment though, I'll just leave that as it is. I like the way this moves across. It's got a nice branch at the back here. This is a lovely branch, and I like this one that comes here, but there's no reason that can't become the new leader, hopefully, although there is some dieback from that branch there. But either way, I think this is just too long, and that needs to go. In fact, I'll cut it a bit shorter. It doesn't need to be that long. There's enough there for that to die back. As for this one, we'll just see what happens with that, but I won't cut any off it because this is now becoming the new leader of this trunk, so that gets left. This one, however, this ideally wants cutting back so that it doesn't thicken up too much, and so I will take the top off that. My decision now is I could potentially cut this here and turn one of these into the new leader, but I think that would be a bit drastic. I've got a couple of nice branches here, and I can select one of these to be the new apex of the tree. This one's a bit smaller, and I like the fact that it moves out from the centre of the tree. Therefore, this one here can be removed. As with this first trunk, I've now decided to cut this down, let this become the new apex. So neither of these wants to be allowed to grow really strongly. So what I'll do is I'll just nip them back to there. This branch round the back that comes off the smaller of the two trunks doesn't want to be allowed to thicken too much, so again I'll just cut it back an inch above some nice buds. This dead part here that's previously died back, the more I look at it, the less I like it. And what I think I'll do is remove that, and that'll encourage some new buds to appear from here. I think there's a little bud in there that'll grow up and become the new apex of this trunk. And if that doesn't work, I can always remove it here and allow this one to become the new apex. So I've got plenty of options. I just wanted rid of that because It just looked too ugly for me, that. What I have just noticed as well is when I've made this cut here, there's a bud there. There's a little branch on the opposite side of it as well. So this is a live bud, and what this will do is this will then shoot out. But I don't want this here. I want this to die back so that I can remove that back to here next year. So I need to cut below that bud. So I'll just go in, remove that below the bud, and that'll now allow this to die properly. Because as I said, I want rid of this and I want this to become the new apex. I always love working on this kind of material. I find it really enjoyable. It's sort of the most creative part of bonsai, and I just think it's great. I've got loads more trees like this planted in the ground at the bottom of my garden. I've got some bigger Katsuras than this. I've got Orange Dream, Atropurpureums, some Going Greens, loads of different types, and I'm going to be doing this same work on them when they drop their leaves. So if you'd like to follow what I get up to with those, you know what to do, hit that subscribe. Yeah, really happy with how that's gone. Doesn't look like a bonsai tree at all, but I'm taking decisions now to make this into a good tree in the future. And with the kind of material I'm working with, all my work's like that. It's not refinement work, it's just basic sort of getting things right from the beginning. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining me.